All right, today we're going to talk about esters. And an ester is a very, very sweet smelling compound. A lot of the odors that we associate with fruit or with flowers are all created by esters. So if you smell an ester, it's usually very pleasant, a very sweet type of smelling compound. We make esters by reacting a carboxylic acid, which you should recognize from yesterday, along with an alcohol, and when I put those together, I end up with something that looks like this. Now, this is a dehydration reaction. So once again, I'm going to take the H from here and the OH from the alcohol, and I'm going to pull those off and make water, and then this is going to hook to this oxygen, and so I end up with something that looks like this. And so again, they're very closely related to a carboxylic acid, but in place of having a hydrogen here, I have another group of some sort. Now, they're not difficult to name, but you have to make sure that you name the right part first. And the trick that I always use to help myself remember which way it should be is that this carbon double bonded to an oxygen, single bonded to an oxygen, that looks like an L. And so if I take my hand and I put it over like this so that my fingers are where the double bond is and my thumb is where the single bond is, whatever my thumb is pointing to is what I have to name first. And so sometimes if you're looking at something on a worksheet or in your book and you're trying to name it, you have to be careful as to which way this is turned. So that's why I always like to put my hand over it. Multiple fingers goes where the multiple bond is. And then whichever way my thumb is pointing is what is named first. So if it's this way, or whether I have to put my hand down and put it this way, whatever my thumb points to is what gets named first. So right here, if I put my hand over here, my thumb is pointing to this methyl group. So that's the piece that I'll name first. So that's the methyl. And then the rest of it, I count this carbon as well. So I've got 2 carbons. So it's methyl ethanoate. The suffix that I'm going to use on this compound is an O8, methyl ethanoate. Okay? So if I look at the same type of thing here, the thing that's singly bonded to the oxygen where my thumb would point, if I put my hand over the top of it, is that cyclohexane ring. So I will call this cyclohexyl, put a YL on the end, and then I have 1, 2, 3 propane, or 3 carbons there. So it's going to be cyclohexyl propanoate. Yeah, just stick the O8 on the end. Okay. And since I'm using my YL suffix to name these groups where this is singly bonded, I have a benzene ring there, and you remember we named that as a phenol. So this is going to be phenol, and then I just have 2 carbons, so it's phenyl ethanoate. Okay, so nothing too difficult there either. Okay, so that takes care of our esters.